All right, friends, to get started on our headlight assembly, what we're going to need to do is remove our front bumper cover. To do that, there's going to be some mounting bolts that come up along the top right here. There's going to be some inside the wheel wells on both sides, and then also underneath. To start, what we're going to do is we're going to get underneath and remove the lower bolts first. All along the bottom of your front bumper cover, you're going to find some little push clips. To remove these, typically what I try to do is I'll hold the outside area so it can't spin, and then I'll go ahead and spin the inner portion. Once it starts coming out, you can usually just pry the center right out. We're going to do the same. You're going to find one here, inside this hole, here, here, should be one right there, and then of course one over here. Let's remove all of these. Now that we have all those lower bolts out, let's get inside the front of the wheel wells, and we're going to remove our 10mm mounting bolt. Do the same on the other side of the car. Now to finish removing the bumper cover, we're going to remove all of our push clips that come across the front here, and then we also have 2 mounting bolts. Now that all those are out, let's get our bolts. Now let's take out the 2 bolts for each headlamp. Now that we've removed the 2 top bolts, let's remove the inside nut here. Now let's reach inside this corner. I'm just going to pop this free. Do the same to the other side of the car. Just going to grip this. All right, let's get this out of the way. If you have fog lights, just go ahead and disconnect those. All right, give this a little wiggle. Behind here, we want to make sure that we remove our wiring harnesses. Just squeeze the tab, draw this off. It's always a good idea to make sure you check for any funny colors. That would be corrosion. So right here has a tab. Give it a little squeeze. Turn it right off. There it is, friends. All right, now it's going to be time to install our brand new headlamp assembly. Real quick, looking at the back side, you're going to be able to see where there's 2 adjustment points. You have one right here, and then one located right there. Those are going to be the areas that you want to adjust the beams. Now that you know where they are, let's go ahead and install this. Let's go ahead and connect in our connectors here. Grab one of this. Just slide this in. There we are. We want to make sure that our bolt holes line up, and that this is lined up coming all the way around here. Let's go ahead and put in our mounting bolts. Start in both of our mounting bolts. Start the nut on the back side here. Now let's just do the same to the other side. Now that both of our headlamps are in, let's go ahead and reinstall our front bumper cover. You just want to be careful with this so you don't go ahead and scratch any of the paint or even your brand new headlamp assembly. All right, let's go ahead and start in our 2 upper bolts here. Let's come along this corner here. Let's do the same on the other corner. If you've got fog lights, let's just go ahead and put those in now. Now let's start putting in all of our push clips that are supposed to be located under here. Now back up along the top, let's go ahead and put in these push clips. All those push pins are in, let's tighten up our bolts. All right, now all you have to do is go ahead and test the headlight assembly, make sure that it works as it should, and then of course when it comes time to adjust it, you're going to have an adjustment point down through this hole, and if you were to pop this cover right out of the way, you're going to find the other adjustment hole. This is going to be a general tutorial on how to aim your brand new TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, so looking at your brand new TRQ headlamp assembly, you're going to see where your low beam is, and you'll see a little dot right in the center. And that is the axis point, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark that with an erasable marker, just so it's easier to see. Next, what we need to do is measure from the level ground up to this point and take note of that measurement. Now we're just going to pull the car up to our wall. On our vehicle, we remember that the measurement was 28 inches for our access point. Your vehicle may be different, but that's where I'm going to put this tape, just above that 28 inches. We'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so let's just back the vehicle up, straight back 25 feet from the wall. And now that we moved our vehicle 25 feet back from the wall, we're going to start with our measurement here that's where the headlamp center is. We're going to go down 4 inches on the driver's side. On the passenger side, we have our line here. What we need to do is go down 2 inches. To adjust the driver's side, we're going to cover our passenger side headlamp. If you look at the back side of your headlamp assembly, you're going to see something that looks like this. This is the adjustment. Some of these headlight assemblies have 1, 2, or even more of them, but you should at least have 1. This is how we're going to adjust the headlight beam. Now we're going to lower the top part of the beam down to just below this line. When you turn the adjustment to the right, it brings the beam up, and if you turn it to the left, it'll bring the headlight beam down. And this is this way on most vehicles. Let's continue on to doing the passenger side. All right, we properly aligned our TRQ headlamp assemblies. Okay, and on the quality TRQ headlamps for a pickup truck, the procedure is going to be the same. You're going to find your center dot, mark it, and then you'll measure from the level ground up to your dot. So once your headlamps are properly adjusted, it'll be time to adjust your fog lamps. You'll notice on the driver's side, the focal point is all the way at the bottom right now. I would like to bring it up so it meets up with approximately the bottom of the focal point of the headlight. Some fog lamps have an adjuster, others don't. The ones that do have an adjuster, you would just turn the adjustment to the left or to the right to adjust the beam up and down to where it needs to be. Now with your TRQ headlamps and fog lamps properly aligned, you can drive down the road safely.